Welcome to Databricks News. Today we are going to talk about Runtime 18 is GA, Lakebase Unified Experience, Lakeflow Connect filter, Codex, Databricks One improvements, Genie improvements, and deployment of Databricks apps. So let's get started. First thing, Runtime 18 is now GA, it's not beta anymore. So you can start migrating to that because it has a Spark for one. It has a lot of improvement, especially that identifiers or parameter makers are available everywhere. So I really encourage everyone to migrate. It's not yet available for serverless, for SQL Warehouse, for Lakeflow pipelines, but soon it will be, and it will make development much more easier. Another update is related to Lakebase Unified Experience. If we are in a new Lakebase experience, which is available on some regions only and mainly on AWS, there is a new auto-scaling Lakebase, but still on compute plane there is old provisioned one. So now both were connected together, and when when you are in a Lakebase Postgres, you can see auto-scaling, which is based on projects, or you can switch to provisioned ones. So it's really nice that it's now in one place. And but in general, if your region has auto-scaling one, I really recommend that one. In my opinion, it's much more better and much more powerful experience. And another update is related to Lakeflow Connect. So here is Databricks YAML from asset bundles, which is defining ingestion pipeline from Google Analytics. And this new functionality, which is table configuration, and we can pass row filter. So that row filter can pass a query to the source and limit the number of rows which will be ingested. Especially, I found it useful for initial load, because if you load, for example, like here, events from Google Analytics, it can be like petabytes of data. So if you use this row filtering, you can, for example, initial load only data from this year, and this way it's much more useful, yes, because you can mix that. You have one pipeline for initial load, and then you can have pipeline working, for example, as a stream from Google Analytics and ingesting all events from your web page or Android or Apple application. So we specify this. We can see that importing data, for example, from Google Analytics is really easy. You need to specify connection in Unity Catalog. Then you define, for example, events and that table configuration, and then we are deploying that. Now let's take a look on our pipeline. So here is the pipeline which we deployed, Google Analytics pipeline. And we can see that only 12 rows were ingested. It's data from one of my web pages, so not such a big traffic. And in filter, I specified that data can be only from yesterday. Let's preview that table and see what was imported. So view in catalog. So here are events from Google Analytics. Let's look to sample data. Let's start SQL Warehouse. And look to event timestamp, and we can see that it's unique timestamp, yes, but we can see that only fresh data were imported, so it's working. And we can see here all events. Okay, so let's jump to another update, which is Codex. I will open Playground. And here in Playground, we have two new models, which are GPT Codex Max and Codex Mini. So this is this is models optimized for developing your code. So actually it's now integrated in Databricks. So probably you could develop some use cases by using these models directly in Databricks and, for example, to create some code. So it's nice that it's here. And another update is related to Databricks One improvements. So let's go to Databricks One. There are some small changes in layout. So first of all, we can, on listings, we can add things to favorites, and then we can filter, like it's really visible by certified items, or we can select the favorites one, or both. Yes. So it's make for business user experience with Databricks One much more nicer. And when we are in Databricks One, if we go to Genie room, so let's open that room, for example. So let's start warehouse, and when we go to data, with his data, tables which are added to Genie room, and when we open the one of the tables and we click sample data, it's now possible to preview data also in Genie. So the experience is similar to preview in Unity catalog, but it's really useful actually that it's here when you are managing data and adding it to Genie room. Last update is related also to Databricks asset bundles. When we are in that bundle, this is the one which we already discussed, but also in bundles you can like use bundles to deploy Databricks apps, and I really recommend it because you can deploy the code and everything related to app, like configuration, how the app is started, using asset bundles. And before you need to have a separate configuration file for your apps, but now it's possible to add whole configuration in asset bundles. So there is new option config, and you add here comment and environment variables. And why it's because someone can say that it was possible before because you could add that YAML in app, yes, but when you added that YAML in app, you didn't have this all advanced asset bundles, because as we see on this example, I just use asset bundles variable to easily pass it to environment variables. So in my opinion, it's really nice that it was connected and integrated with bundles. And that's all in that video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next week.